What's up, guys? So in this video, we're going to be talking about the Star Wars Challenges AR, the augmented reality. And we're going to go through some of my personal experiences and challenges that I had with it. So let's just jump right into it. So the Star Wars Jedi Challenges. If you're a Star Wars fan, then you know you've already dreamt about holding a lightsaber and battling in a dual fight. And that's what Lenovo was trying to do with this system, was give you that experience. Right out of the box, I felt that the lightsaber was a good, let me take that back. The lightsaber was a great quality build. It's in my unboxing, I said the lightsaber alone was worth $200. And it's because the replica of the lightsaber itself just looks amazing. So when you hold it, you actually feel like you're holding a lightsaber. Taking the headset out of the box for me, I felt like when I held it in my hands, it didn't feel as sturdy as a HTC Vive or a PlayStation VR. But I was definitely curious to see how it felt when I put it on. And when I did put the headset on, I gotta tell you that it didn't feel as nice. It felt really front heavy. So when you have your phone in this headset, it actually adds more weight too. So you're really adding a lot of weight to your head. And for me personally, I think the fourth time I used it, I started getting neck pain from it. And this is coming from, keep in mind, I have an HTC Vive, which is also front heavy, but I can use that for at least an hour and I still don't get that effect. So setup was just simple. That you download an app, you set it up. The lightsaber has Bluetooth, so you gotta make sure that's connected to your phone. Pop in your phone into the headset and you're ready to go. It's augmented reality, keep that in mind, it's not virtual reality. In augmented reality, all that means is like you're using your real environment and you're setting images within that environment so that way you can be interactive with it. Gameplay for me, I felt like a little kid when I first started this thing. I was into the system, I loved the AR, especially the idea of it. But once I started doing the first mission and started using the lightsaber, I started seeing a lot of quirks within the system that plugged me away from the experience and just really hindered it. What I mean by that is, for instance, there's a part where you actually had to use your lightsaber to duel, and so you had to move around your lightsaber a lot. And by doing that, I've noticed that the calibration it goes all over the place all the time. So you constantly have to recalibrate your lightsaber. And for me, it's like when I'm dueling, like say a Sith, and I want to stay in that experience, it takes it away immediately when I have to hit the calibration button every like 10 to 15 seconds, just so I can properly swing at this guy. And for me, that's probably one of the biggest cons, besides the headset being extremely heavy. I guess I'm just spoiled with virtual reality, where when you're just immersed into an environment and you can just see everything. When you get close to something, it feels close. When you get away, it feels like it's away. The depth of everything is just there. And in augmented reality, where in this version of augmented reality, I just felt that when I moved closer to the person, they were kind of moving away, but they were staying still. And when they got too close, I couldn't move away from them because they were still on. It was just, it wasn't, I guess what I'm trying to say is the experience gameplay in terms of the augmented reality, I just felt it wasn't stable, if that makes sense. I would say if you're a Star Wars fan and you're looking for something that you can grab your hands on, right now, this is probably the best experience until something comes out for virtual reality, the HTC Vive or even the Oculus Rift or the PlayStation VR. Because right now there's nothing in the market for this. And that takes me to the value of it. If you look at the value of it and what it provides, yes, it gives you a good experience. It's fun. It is. It's just with my quirks, it took me out of that experience where I didn't have that much fun with it because of it. So the value of it, it's like you're spending $200, and the question is, should you spend $200 on this? I would say no, it is not worth it because you're grounded on the basis of just Jedi challenges and that's it. Augmented reality is still in its infancy stage. And the way I see it, it's going to get better. It's going to be developed better. But if you're talking about using augmented reality in gameplay and trying to be immersed in that gameplay, I feel like they're still far away from that, especially when you look at virtual reality. If anything, I feel like they're behind the game if they try to introduce augmented reality. I think for something like this, it's simple, it's fine, but for 200 bucks, it's just, the value's not there. If they lower this to maybe $80 or possibly 100, maybe it's worth it. But for right now, I would say just keep your hard-earned money and focus it elsewhere. Hell, even right now, you can purchase a PlayStation VR headset alone for $200. So again, just think about the value and what you use your money for, what you're gonna be using the system for. My girl also plugged away at this, and she felt the same way I did. The headset was too clunky, the experience of the calibration just took it away, and it wasn't fun for her. And I get that because of how it pulls you away from that experience. Because when you're plugged into, like, even if it's an augmented reality world, doesn't matter, you want to feel like it's real, even though it's not. That's how you get fun out of that experience. And for her, she just felt the same way. It wasn't delivering. Not to mention the headset, which is extremely heavy. It was so uncomfortable for her. I had a chance to use this with my son, and he enjoyed the experience. He enjoyed battling the Jedi and just going through Naboo and just going through a lot of the challenges. However, with the headset itself, it was just way too big on him. It was front heavy, of course, so I mean, it was all the way down to his lips. And I just couldn't see how he was enjoying the experience. I think just because he was a kid, he just enjoyed the fact that he's playing AR and he's doing Jedi. Again, that's just the kid in us just trying to enjoy the experience. But at the end of the day, it's just, this is not geared for kids. If you have, kids that are just small weights, maybe underneath 60 pounds, I mean, this is not geared towards them. But at the end of the day, this system, I mean, it has tons of quirks. I mean, it has the potential to be so much fun. And if you can get past just how heavy the headset is, the calibration part with the lightsaber, a lot of times when you're dueling or you're fighting stormtroopers and they get close to you, it's just, you can't back up without them being back. So it's just, the augmented reality itself is just clunky and they don't stay put. Now, yes, I did play this upstairs where there was sunlight, but I also took it downstairs where they recommended low light. So I almost had low light to no light, and it does look better that way, but again, nothing changes with the actual experience with augmented reality. So my personal experience with it was just not there. I wouldn't recommend this to any of my friends to use or buy for the holidays. I feel that if somebody really, really wants to buy this, I feel that they'll probably love it for like a day or two, and they'll probably start seeing it stashed away or stored away somewhere and not use it anymore. I just feel the replay value is just not there. And personally, I just can't wait until the HTC Vive or the Oculus Rift or even the PlayStation VR comes out with their own Jedi challenges or some kind of dual Star Wars fight. That would be freaking awesome because you're being virtual reality doing this. The Vive actually had a download, like it was like a trailer that you can download, and it was an interactive experience of Star Wars. And I gotta tell you, that was freaking sweet, but it only lasted like 3 or 4 minutes and there was nothing after that. It was just, again, it was an interactive experience just for the Vive itself. But if they can take that and turn that into gameplay, I just think that it will blow everything out the water. This whole Jedi challenges won't even compete with it. It will be left to dust. And I'm telling you, HTC Vive or any developer out there, please do that. Make a game that can be compatible with the virtual reality so that way you can be truly immersive in that world. That would be awesome. All right, my friends, I hope this video was informative. If you guys liked it, give it a thumbs up. You know what to do if you didn't. And besides that, I will see you guys in the next video.